forget whose room this is.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I will push harder.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
Eat, young man. Slow, slow. Whoops. Get off the swing. Dinner is ready. Alright, I'm just going to push then. Don't go over that fence.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
Don't do it!
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. That's the day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
I think that's where I came.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
So cool.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Looks like the abnormal Titan from Attack on Titan.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Just a second. Normal. More normal. Normal. Adjusting volume level there. Did the kid grow old to get to be like a server? Where's our dates here? 20? Oh, 16. Maybe she was a server for like a hot second.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh dear.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
She's 16.
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick,
Oh no.
was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had
Oh
to
my
be
God.
rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh god. Reaching.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
A scream?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Ugh.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
Rick,
She
other
threw him
shit's
out.
going on, thanks.
But she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
God.
Walter, are you there?
What?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Jesus.
And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara,
played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Gotta earn that $2 an hour.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Oh.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Are you gonna be there when I get downstairs? Yep. God, this
The
music.
hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Lord.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Ah!
Oh dear.
No! No! No!
The monsters had
Pieces
come
of
to
shit.
surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Uh-huh.
Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I guess. What are you, and have you been decomposing for a very long time now?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Because she's disturbed.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
I just realized she was kind of passive-aggressively implying I go to the basement, because I probably have the basement key now. Are you from Minnesota, Edith? Click clack. Oh. Click clack. Oh, click clack.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Alright. I bet those packages are a big deal.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Is she a real present giver? Oh, that's right, the fridge where the dude.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Or not the dude. Meth lab?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
It's kind of cute.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
I guess she was preparing for the worst?
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
There's no crouch button by the looks of it. Not even standard right-clicking, left-clicking, whatever.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been
Oh my
down here
God.
for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
Ugh, don't make me do it again.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
I got used to trains in my backyard for the longest time. Maybe you did too.
And then one day, everything just stopped.
Oh my God.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
Oh, Peach.
Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Also, I'm out of peaches.
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Don't be violent things in there. I'm gonna look around first. Well, that was fast. Oh, you're not a gun. Okay. Order. Oh. Jelly time.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara.
Oh. Oh my God, were you the brother? No way!
And Molly. And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left.
Oh, it's the train!
Or a month. Or a single week.
Maybe.
I'd be happy with one real day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Are we gonna go
I'm
down
sure my
to
mom
not
was trying to
Rifleville?
protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house... I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2,
Really?
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Maybe.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Do you have a kid? You're 17, lady.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Birdie.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh my god.
It It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh no! All your gerbils had a good run. Doesn't look like you're the most irresponsible pet owners. Maybe with Zerpy you really fucked up. And Bob. Was Bailey like the star of the show?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Was she the head book lover? What's that design? Better than a random train. Hermit? That's kind of cool.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Old house, eh? Oops. Well, I should go there. I'm gonna look again. If I can, maybe I can.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
2 seconds.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sorry, I figured out a backwards way to view comments, but I won't be doing that regularly.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh my god, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it! Don't. Don't do it!
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
I want to look around first. 33? I guess that's blonde, not gray.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Alright, hunting man, what do you got?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
What? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
She's so
It's a
cute.
hunting trip, Dawn. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Smile, Dawn.
Smile!
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff. if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was going to be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
Probably.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Oh, or... Nah. Bird it up. Or deer it up.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Ah.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Well... Okay. This is before you lost your
Make it behind you.
innocence.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything.
Thank
If
you.
you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Ah.
Great shot, Dawn!
Ah! What the hell is wrong with you? Oh.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh my god.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Well, yeah. Just keep crying, okay, sweetie? It's great. You're doing great.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's...
totally normal, Dawn.
No!
Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh my god.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Yeah. I really should have seen that coming, I guess. This game.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Well, Sam was a cutie. What's that his name? I'll look at you in a sec. Wow, that's one manic-looking baby.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
It is hard to tell what this kid was about. Gus of all trades.
father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Oh, he's got a little spiked cuff.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh my god. Sorry, Dad. You can do better, Dad.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Ah, your wedding blows!
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Ugh.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Well, be glad you're a young lady. Front card. Sorry your wedding blew. Inside. Because it killed your son. Oh no, I'm lost. Everyone loves being lost. Alright, let's see here. Come on, let's see some poetic words fly across the screen with an obvious hint. Again? Oh. I did not even notice you. Hey, pregnant lady, climb this pole. Alright. Well. Come on. Yes? Good!
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
This is your mom's room? Cute! They look
She
like
spent a
such
summer
nerds.
building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
She doesn't seem religious. I guess maybe she went a little crazy. Alright, let's hear
Religion was
it.
another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Incense? Is that Sanjay inspired? Let me read your life. Oh.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
That's what all my cool
Lewis
friends
was
are
born
doing.
a year later.
Do you have multiple siblings, lady?
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
I want this lady to design my apartment. Even plants aren't immune from the Finch curse.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Tim and Eric fans?
But it didn't last.
That family is so faint, much like this family.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I have a feeling I'll be going there later.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Well, what happened?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Maybe he's actually genuinely alive, though.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Are you a PlayStation guy? Are you illegally different from PlayStation guy? Oh my god, a game! I need to take a break, I'm sorry to say. BRB. I'll be like 15 minutes.